Of Christmases Long, Long Ago is my new book arriving for the 2025 Christmas season. Find out what Christmas was like centuries ago. Sneak preview, it was weird and spooky and rowdy, kind of gross sometimes. Find it wherever books are sold in hardcover from Lions Press and audiobook from Recorded Books. It's Christmas as you've never seen it before, and it makes a great gift. Well, the jack-o'-lanterns have been tossed out, the tricks have been treated, and you're probably wondering what to do with the leftovers from that 5-pound bag of miniature candy bars you bought. Yes, Halloween is over, and I don't care what anyone says, the Christmas season is upon us. Period. So maybe you're getting ready to shift gears and start spending some cozy evenings on the sofa with a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie. If you are, well, you're actually kinda late to the party. Hallmark's countdown to Christmas begins before Halloween, and for many of the faithful, the countdown never really ends. It merely resets every December 25th. And with so many movies to choose from, 40 from 2020 alone, and another 41 on tap this year, and all the others from nearly 2 decades worth of the Hallmark Christmas movie phenomenon, there is plenty of content to keep the Christmas feels going. So much so that it can actually feel a little overwhelming, especially to newer fans. If you want to know where to dive in, you're largely on your own. Or rather, that was the case until a little over a week ago. That's when the boys from the Deck the Hallmark podcast, along with author and film critic Alonso Duralde, celebrated the release of their new book, I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies, in which they bring their brand of humor and varying degrees of affection for Hallmark Christmas movies to their guide to 116 of them. Today, Brandon Gray from Deck the Hallmark recalls some of the best, worst, and most romantic ones of all. I'm Brian Earl. This is Christmas Past. Hallmark Channel Christmas movies have a reputation for being predictable. But that's a feature, not a bug. Or at least it is now. If you're interested in one that doesn't fit the mold...
There's a movie called Single Santa Seeks Mrs. Claus. And it is just a really weird movie. That's the only way I can define it. It's a riot. It's very, it's just, I don't know if it's intentionally funny. It's one of those movies where you're watching it and you're like, I don't know if they're meaning for it to come across this way, but it's just like really just wacky. It's just a wacky movie. It premiered in 2004. So it's definitely an older one. But it's just, I don't know, like this guy, he's Santa and he has to go kind of like the Santa Claus 2, where he has to go find a wife basically. So he has to go down and he falls in love with this woman, but he's Santa and he's just like a weird dude because he's, usually up in the North Pole. I don't know. It's just weird. It's very funny. It is a movie that I think plays really well if you're watching it with like a bunch of people that are just kind of wanting to have a good time. Like it's that type of movie. Like we had the showrunner, the guy who was running The Tonight Show with Fallon for a while. He joined us for that episode. And he did that because every year as a staff, The Tonight Show gets together and they all watch this movie together. So Jimmy Fallon and his writers and everybody who works there watch this movie because it's just so out there. So if I'm giving you one, I think it's Single Santa Seeks Mrs. Claus.
Speaking of predictability, there are lots of cliches that these movies are known for. Hometown hunks and small-town celebrations, things like that. Is there one standout movie that seems to embody the notion of Hallmark Christmas movie cliches?
Yeah, I think if you're going with just a cliche Hallmark Christmas movie, I would go with Crown for Christmas, which is a Danica McKellar movie. So that's a cliche in and of itself, the fact that Winnie Cooper's in a Hallmark movie. It's also a royal movie, which is a huge cliche. And, it just hits all of the beats that you kind of have come to expect from a Hallmark Christmas movie. It is about as just cookie cutter Hallmark as you can think of. And it also happens to be a lot of people's favorite Hallmark Christmas movie for that reason. And so if you are just wanting an absolute classic Hallmark Christmas movie, look no further than A Crown for Christmas.
Of course, another thing these movies are known for, arguably the main thing, is romance. At the heart of every movie is two characters overcoming 90 minutes worth of obstacles to getting together and finding love. So, on-screen chemistry is vital. What's Brand's pick for the best on-screen chemistry in a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie?
The Christmas Club, which is from 2019. And it was a movie that I didn't really give much thought to when it was announced. It was going to come out like Thanksgiving week, but like after all the good movies had already come out. And it was with Cameron Matheson and Elizabeth Mitchell. And I was like, whatever, this is going to be fine. But I was watching it. I was just falling in love with both of them. It was just a total surprise to me. And so I found the movie to be really charming, the two of them to just knock it out of the park together. And I don't know, I absolutely loved it.
Some Hallmark Christmas movies venture into the realm of fantasy, a snow globe that grants wishes, a magical pair of Christmas time travel shoes. If that kind of thing is to your liking, Bran has a recommendation.
The one that immediately comes to mind is Angel Falls, which is, Hallmark has done some stuff with angels in the past, but the thing that is really interesting and unique about it is when there are multiple times in the scene where the angels show up or have to have a conversation. Like one of the angels is there and another angel shows up and they have to have a conversation, and everything freezes around them. And the angels are able to kind of move around and have conversations with everything being frozen in time. And it is a really unique, cool, I think, device to use that the first time I saw it, I was very surprised that Hallmark did it, because Hallmark likes to do, magic without overly doing the magic. And so it's implied magic, where this is like clearly angels that have frozen time. So I think it's a really cool device to use. And it's, also the first one's a pretty fun movie. So I'm going to go with Angel Falls.
Now again, most people, fans and detractors alike, would agree that Hallmark Christmas movies are cheesy, predictable, and often forgettable. And that's actually part of what keeps fans coming back for more. But every now and then, along comes one that's pleasantly surprising for its overall quality and genuine depth of feeling, like this crowd favorite.
There's a movie called Two Turtle Doves that I think is genuinely very good and deals with loss and grief, but also at the same time is hopeful and is well written and well acted. And so I usually recommend that movie, but I preface it by saying, if what you think of when you think of Hallmark Christmas movies is just two people falling in love and everything's happy and then there's a miscommunication and they kiss, this isn't that movie. It's a little bit different, but it's just really good, and chances are you'll cry watching it. So it's a recommend for sure. It's just a different type of movie for them.
Well, we only had time to cover a small handful of standouts. For more, you'll want to check your favorite bookseller for a copy of I'll Be Home for Christmas movies. Check the show notes for a link to Amazon. Thanks so much to Brandon Gray for joining me today, and as always, thank you for listening. Hey, by the time this episode arrives, we'll be just 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving. And that's when we kick off the official 2021 season of Christmas Past with a fresh batch of backstories to your favorite Christmas traditions and your Christmas memories. Be on the lookout for a few more bonus episodes like this one between now and then, and lots more fun and surprises as we count down to the big day itself. There's still time to send a Christmas memory to appear in an episode this season. All you have to do is record yourself speaking into your phone's voice memo app and then send it over to christmaspastpodcast@gmail.com. Keep it reasonably short, clean, and family-friendly, and be sure to say your name and where you're from. Christmas Past is produced in wonderful Willow Glen, California by yours truly, Brian Earl. Let's stay connected all throughout the season and beyond. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and please do join the private Christmas Past Facebook group if you haven't yet. And if you're really feeling the Christmas spirit, why not help more people discover this show? It's as easy as telling a friend about it or leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. If you do leave a review, I'll send you a Christmas Past sticker and a handwritten Christmas card as my way of saying thanks. Reach out for details on that. I'll be back again before you know it with an all-new episode. Until we meet again, may your days be merry and bright.